Stoicism is not just a coping mechanism. It's the most ingenious coping mechanism invented by man. Because right when they tell you all these external goods are complete indifference, they then give you full license to pursue them by calling them preferred indifference, okay? So all of those external goods, health, wealth, good looks, noble birth, are again legitimized by Stoic ethics. And what this means is that it's very easy to take on Stoic ideas, to call yourself a Stoic, without actually having to change anything radical about your life. Because compared to other ways, right, people find consolation, let's say the Christian way, there's a God who will judge the souls after you die. Or the Buddhist way, right, karma will give people their fair share. If you actually believe in those ideas, your life has to radically change, not just the people you hang out with, not just what you do, but the very targets of your striving have to be aimed from this world to the other world. But the target of Stoic action, what they call the scopos of your activity, remains exactly the same. It's still wealth, health, honor, protecting your friends and family, right? And so even though the Stoic is supposed to evaluate, is supposed to value these goods in a radically different way, from the outside looking in, the Stoic kind of just, for most of his life, just looks like a regular person targeting the goods of this world, okay? And it's this particular branch of Stoic philosophy, the preferred indifference, that have led to the most outrageous manifestations of modern pop Stoicism. Okay, Stoic techniques for getting laid, Stoic techniques for making a shit ton of money, prosperity gospel Stoicism. Now you might think, look, clearly this is a modern perversion, right? Well, not really. Like the greats, again, the greats themselves were accused of this. So let me tell you a story. Seneca, when he was in exile, his first exile, a lot of his estate was confiscated. He lost a lot of wealth. This is what he wrote in exile, okay? Cope alert. It is the spirit that makes men rich. It follows us into exile, and in our deepest isolation, money matters no more to the spirit than to the immortal gods. Gemstones and gold and silver and large polished tables are just earthly weight. A spirit that is free and true to its own nature can't love them, since it is light and swift, prepared to spring toward the heavens whenever it is released. Okay? That's what our friend Seneca wrote when he was exiled. Now he comes back from exile, he finds his previous pupil Nero in the throne, and suddenly he's one of the most powerful people in the empire. So what does our free-spirited friend do? Does he donate the rest of his estate away? Does he, create a Roman YMCA for homeless kids and a soup kitchen? He proceeds to make himself filthy rich. I'm talking 300 million sesterces rich. Okay, put that into perspective. The entrance bar for the senatorial class, okay, this is the 1% of the 1%, this is the very height of Roman wealth and power, is 1 million. Seneca had 300 million sesterces. And this kind of moralizing against wealth while in exile and hoarding of wealth as soon as he got the opportunity prompted the exact kind of responses from his fellow senators that you'd expect, okay? So here's a taste. By what kind of wisdom, by what teachings of the philosophers has Seneca heaped up 300 million sesterces in 4 years? As a palace insider, the childless and their estates are being scooped up in his net. Italy and the provinces are being drained away by his outrageous money lending. Okay, so the worst part of all this isn't just the amount he made. It's not just the ridiculously short time. It's how he made it, okay? Gifts from Nero. Gifts from people who sought access to Nero. Confiscated properties from political purges. High interest loans, okay? So do you see why now that Stoicism is the most ingenious coping mechanism ever derived? Because you're out on your luck, you're not doing so well, money is indifferent. It can't hurt you at all. But now you want a self-serving narrative to justify your greed? Oh, but money is the preferred indifferent, okay? It's only natural that we pursue money. The Instagram bro posting a picture of his Lambo and captioning it with a Marcus Aurelius quote is nothing new, okay? This is a common perversion of Stoicism, given how they set up their theory. But I want to be crystal clear here. This is not real Stoicism. Okay? None of these are real Stoicism. These are all perversions of Stoicism, likely perversions, but perversions nonetheless. I think Nietzsche's psychological arguments should make us really, really suspicious of this movement, but nothing more. The fact that it is a coping mechanism doesn't tell us anything about whether it is right or wrong. It could be both a coping mechanism, and it doesn't have to be wrong. To now show you that it is wrong, I will move on to a direct critique of Stoic ideas themselves. Okay?